Although I'm not happy that Tyson Fury is not going to fight Usyk, and instead he's going to fight Francis Ngannou. To some extent, I'm really happy for Francis Ngannou. For the longest time, I mean, let's just be honest about it. Like, Dana White in the UFC shafted him. Like, for him to make 600k for his fight against Gain, his last fight in the UFC, was actually atrocious, because most people, when they look at 600k, they don't understand, like, half of that money goes to taxes, so you're left with 300k. Then on top of that, you got training expenses, which was a lot, so let's just say 100k. Plus on top of that, what you got to remember is Francis Ngannou, I think he was suffering from injuries. So when you suffer from injuries, you need to actually pay out your back pocket. To, like, the UFC will take care of you if, like, you sustain an injury in a fight. They'll take care of that with no expenses spared, and that doesn't come out of your purse or anything. But if you sustain an injury during training, that's something you have to take care of yourself in terms of, like, the hospital bills and such. So all in all, he was probably walking away with like 200k for his fights. Now, don't get it twisted, for the average guy, 200k is a lot of money, but for a fighter of the caliber of Francis Ngannou to continue making 200k is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I couldn't be happier for Francis Ngannou. If you look into his story and everything this guy's been through in his life, I mean, he came from the sand mines. For him to go from that to become what he became, and, like, let's be real, he's gotten everything he wanted. Not only did he get the Tyson Fury fight, but before that he got the deal with PFL as well. So with everything taken into account, I actually think it's incredible for him, and I'm really happy for him that it's all worked out. For a long time, I was like most fans, I just thought, like, it would come back and bite him, like, literally deciding to leave the UFC and trying to branch out on his own, because for a long time it looked like the fight was dead in the water, like it wasn't going to happen. But, like, I'm just really happy for him. Now, a lot of people have been saying, oh man, he's going to lose the fight or whatever, but I'll be honest with you, like, even if he loses the fight, he wins in life, because the payday that he's going to get for this fight against Tyson Fury, I mean, it's going to be at least 10 to 20 million easily. Like, well, I'm not going to say he's going to make 20 million, but it's going to be in between that figure. So for him to make that type of paper for his career, I'm really happy for him. Now, do I think he's got a chance against Tyson Fury? No, I don't. Obviously more wild things have happened in boxing, but let's be real, Tyson Fury got dropped 3, 4, 5 several times against Wilder, who was literally one of the most fierce punchers in boxing, and he got up each time. So I don't know what Ngannou can possibly do. And you know what, a lot of people do talk bad about Wilder's boxing ability, and rightly so. He's not the most slick fighter, but in boxing terms, he's a lot more slicker and more well crafted than Francis Ngannou is. I mean, his ability to land that right hand and his timing on it is incredible. So, like, from that perspective, I think it's clear to see that the chances of Ngannou landing a shot and knocking Tyson Fury out is second to none, slim to none, and slim as left hand. So I think that there's no hope for him, like, in terms of winning the fight. Like, it's very unlikely that he could win the fight. Like, to some extent, if he does manage to pull it off and win the fight, in my own mind, I'd think the fight is fixed to some extent. But I'm just happy for him that he's getting his payday, because let's just be honest, like, for whatever reason, they may have talked about like 100 dinners and all this stuff that Dana White did to try to negotiate. They never really valued Francis Ngannou to some extent. The only reason why I lament him leaving the UFC is that we never got to see the John Jones fight. That's one thing I'm upset about. But in terms of him making the money that he's about to make, obviously I would have preferred if he would have fought John Jones as a fight fan, as a selfish fight fan. But in terms of like his own what's good for his career, I couldn't be happier for him. Like, he's going to make like 15 million easily, which is going to be more than all of his UFC fights combined easily, even with pay-per-view put on top. So I'm really happy for Ngannou, and I to some extent, a part of me wants him to knock out Fury, even though I think it's never going to happen because of let's be real, Fury's been messing around boxing fans for quite a long time now. So like, it will be sweet karma for Ngannou to like knock him out, and that's probably why, like, let's be real, whatever you say about Tyson Fury, he's a very cautious, intelligent man. There's a reason why he put a rematch clause in for a non-title fight against a fighter that's making his pro debut in Ngannou, because he knows anything can happen in heavyweight boxing. Like, Ngannou could land a punch from nowhere, like, that lands and hits Tyson Fury on the right spot at the right time, at the right velocity, and he could get knocked out. So there's a reason why he put a rematch clause in. But I could not be happier for Ngannou. I'm just really happy he's got the payday. So I'm not happy about the fight, but I'm happy for Ngannou that he's got the payday, because I think he deserves it. So tell me what you think below. What do you think about this? Do you think I'm foolish for thinking this way, or do you think I shouldn't think this way, or should I just be sad that the fight that with Usyk wasn't going to happen? Let's just say, best case scenario, obviously Tyson Fury is likely to win the fight against Francis Ngannou, but let's say he beats Francis Ngannou, Anthony Joshua gets past Dillian White. If the fight happens in Saudi, for me, that's the best case scenario. If Tyson Fury fights Usyk in Saudi, like, let's be real, Ngannou would have got a huge payday, which would have been great for his career, and plus we get the Usyk fight on top of that. I think that would be like a best case scenario. And obviously Francis Ngannou can give the middle finger to Dana White and the UFC, and he can sail off to the sunset with the PFL. I think that would be like the perfect story. That would be the perfect story. We boxing fans get what we want: fight with Usyk and Tyson Fury, and obviously we get to see Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder in Saudi, and on top of that, Ngannou gets to get paid what he's worth. I think that would be perfect. But obviously, combat sports, it rarely goes the way you want it to. It always goes sideways or pear-shaped. Something happens. So although that's what I want to happen, I don't think it's likely to happen. So tell me what you think below. Are you happy for Ngannou? I'm really happy for Ngannou. Or like, are you still lamenting the fact that we never got the Usyk fight? I'm still sad about the fact we didn't get the Usyk fight. I might actually be sadder that we didn't get the John Jones versus Francis Ngannou fight, to be honest. That would have been a legendary fight. But it's just the way it is. So tell me what you think below, and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace.